How are you?
Good, thank you.
How you? Look at this. Look at what are you doing? How's it going, everybody? So we're back. We're back for the. What the? No, what? Do you know what? I was literally about to do the intro for the second part of the Fiat 500 video, and so the black E90, Claire's using this at the moment. We're going through a bit of a transition period. Claire needs a car. She's using this at the moment whilst I get her car ready. And she's literally just started using it. I've just had Si do the wheels. And I know that there was nothing on the side of this car as far as... And someone's literally scratched the car. I mean, they've keyed the whole side of this car. Who the hell does that on a 58 plate BMW these days? It's the whole side of it. Look, you can see where I've just been checking out. I mean, it'll come out, you know, it's not drastically deep, but you can tell it's a key because they've started here. Put this tripod down a bit. They've started there, and then they've spluttered a little bit when they've got to the... Now that isn't a branch off a tree or anything like that, because you can tell branches because they're always wobbly. Obviously it depends on the thickness of the branch, but I've assessed a lot of key damaged cars in my time. That's a key. You can tell by, you look at the close, you can tell by the thinner line and the thicker line of the... Do you know what? I'll get that out. It's not... That's annoyed me. Anyway, let's get on to the second part of the Fiat 500 video. Now, I cut it off last time just as I left Dale and I was driving home. So let's join it just after I leave Dale and see how I got on. Well, off we go. Turn the radio off. Turn the heating on. Oh, that's nice. It's cold out there. Oh, it does drive nice. It does drive nice, Dave. Sorry about my voice. I've still got a funny voice. Got a sore throat. Well, straight away I can tell, yeah, right, that's no BMW. I just went there in a 3-litre E90, which was a lovely drive. And this isn't quite as powerful as that 3-litre BMW. And I think we can let that off for that, because that's a fairly obvious reason why that is. But it's telling me to change gear. Do you know what? Straight away, these little cars, they drive very well. For what they are, they drive really well. It's a small wheelbase car straight away, so you would assume and expect it to be quite bumpy because it's a small wheelbase. It doesn't matter what sort of suspension or tyres or anything you've got. To a certain extent, if the wheelbase is small, it's going to be bumpier than a car with a long wheelbase. And they're really not that bad because they haven't got this particular car. So it isn't a lounge. This is a pop star, but it's got the lounge wheels on it because it's a pop star. So the only thing it doesn't really have is the roof. It hasn't got the glass roof that the lounge has got. But I mean, if you think about it on a safety aspect, it's definitely safer to not have a glass roof, especially if you should flip the car over, which God forbid. Better to have a solid roof. But straight away, it is a smooth little car. You know, especially, so I really like the Fiat 500s that have got a lighter interior because it makes them feel more spacious. The ones with a dark interior, they feel quite small and quite claustrophobic. But the design of them, with the big windows, even the A-pillar, and I get it, all right, I get it. I get why people love these little cars. I'm not going to say that I love them. I don't love them. But I completely understand why people do. We're sort of trundling along. It's got half a tank of fuel in it, which is going to last about 1.5 years, no matter how you drive. It's telling me to put it into 5th gear, so I have done. Leggy windows. It's a cool little car. Oh, that's Marks and Spencer's. Oh, got to quickly pull in there. I'm starving. I haven't had any dinner yet. I'm going to quickly get some dinner so I can cook it when I get home. Oh. I feel like Pee Wee Herman a bit in this car. Sorry about that. I had to quickly go in that. Absolutely starving I am. So here we are. Back in the Fiat 500 again. Looking very green. This is a little 1.2 Fiat 500. Without doubt, the nicest one you got. If you're going to buy one, buy the 1.2. Don't go for the little 900 because it's just too underpowered. If you're pulling onto a dual carriageway, slip road, articulated lorry coming up, the little 900 just hasn't got enough grunt to pull you out of the way, which in reality is a lot safer to have a little bit more grunt to be able to pull away in front of it rather than stop, get behind it, then try and get momentum up because your little 900's get the 1.2 if you're going to buy one, or just buy a Fiesta, but not an early ego boost. Buy a little 1.25 Z-Tech or a 1.4 Z-Tech, brilliant little thing. So here we are, pulling off onto the A12, doing 50 mile an hour, fourth gear, put my foot down. So they go all right. Doing 60 already, 65, 70. They do go well. They go well for a little 1.2. It's probably because the cars are so light. Obviously, they don't weigh a great deal because the metal on them is like baked bean metal. That's probably why they go so well, because they don't weigh very much. For like a little town car or a first car, or there's an all right amount of room in the back for people as well for a little 3-door car. It's got air con, got leggy windows. It's got a little city button to make the power steering even lighter for when you're not going very fast. If your arms are struggling with the normal power steering, which is really light anyway, I get it. I understand it. I'm doing 70 mile an hour now. It's perfectly fine. It's not massively loud. It's perfectly stable on the road. It's not really that wallowy with. All right, I get it. They're all right cars. I'd still buy a Fiesta. That looks like a Renault 5 GT Turbo. That is a Renault 5 GT Turbo. When's the last time you saw one of them? Do you know what? You can feel them discs when you brake in this car. They're a bit grooved, them discs, so you can feel it underneath you. See, they've got drums on the back, so it's not the drums. You can feel the discs oscillating under your feet a little bit, but they're a little bit scored. I need replacing, really, them discs. That's a Renault 5. Look at that car. When's the last time you saw a Renault 5 GT Turbo on the road? Look at that. Blimey, they look old now. Used to love them. Well, not enough to own one, but the fact that they were like a 1.4 turbo, highly tunable, was cool. So we'll get this home and then we'll let Holly have a look at it and we'll go from there. So, got the little Fiat 500 home the other night, as you saw. I gave it an extra clean, as I like to. This is what it looks like. It's a very stunning, clean little car. I haven't polished it, I haven't mopped it, but I still really want to, because I mean, the sun's out now. It's a perfect time to sort of look at it. I don't know if you can. Oh, it's going to be really hard to see them little swirls. They just take the edge off how shiny this little car could be. I really want to mop it, but I don't know if I've got time. So Holly and her mum and dad came and looked at the car yesterday. I didn't want to film that bit. I'm never going to film that bit. I'm not a pressured environment type salesperson. I'm really not, and I don't want to film someone looking at a car going, "So do you want to buy it?" And I mean, it's like proposing at the Super Bowl or something like that. Anyway, they looked at the car, they went for a drop, they loved it, and she did love it. And I asked her genuinely, did she love it? Because she looked at another white one, and if she had preferred the white one, I would have preferred her to have bought that. I didn't want her to feel pressured. But she seemed to love this little one. Obviously, it's got a hell of a lot going for this little car, as we've spoke about. So now, I told her I'll put new discs and pads on the front, because I'm not happy with them discs. But other than that, I'd like to try and polish it. But that's what we're doing. We're just going to get it ready. Then I will ask Holly if she can be on the channel when she comes and collects it. So we'll do that first. So here I am putting the little Fiat in my prep bay. I've already washed the car. I didn't film myself washing the car. You guys have seen me washing cars numerous times now. So I just get the jack underneath it. I need to look at these brakes so I can start getting it ready for Holly to be able to take it away. Here I go, rushing around as I always am. Let's have a look at these bad boys. Where's my light? So, are they rusty? Yeah, they're a bit rusty. Brake pads. Is there 10,000 miles left on them? Yeah, there probably is. On a car that weighs this much. Obviously depends on how you drive it, but there's probably easy a year's worth left in them. Are we going to change them anyway? Yeah. Give us some nice new brakes. I'm not going to do like a tutorial or something about how to change these pads. We all know how to change brake pads, and if you don't, there is definitely people on the internet that show you how to do it. There's a couple of things I picked up here. This car has done 61, almost 62,000 miles, and these are the original brake discs and pads. That is absolutely mad. It's not had a hard life, this car. The second thing is, any of you guys out there that do this for a living, have done it for a living, don't do it for a living anymore, have said for friends, yeah, I'll do you a favour and do your discs and pads for you. You take the wheels off, you go to get the discs off, and then you come to a stupid little, either a 5mm Allen key, sort of in like a little recess that holds a disc on. It's either a 5mm Allen key or a female Torx bolt or something like that, usually that has either been sheared off by someone else and the middle is left, or it's horrendous. And I've come to do these little Fiat brakes. I've never done Fiat brakes before, and it's because I never really worked on Fiats. And I mean, look at how much of an obviously simple design is that. This has sort of crushed my world a bit here, saying how much I love German cars and stuff and how good they are, and because that part of it annoys the hell out of me on the brakes. You come to a little Fiat 500 and it's got these little almost captive little locators here. You take them out and the blooming disc comes off. That's a well good idea. Do you know what? Maybe Fiat's are better than what I thought. Maybe Fiat's are not my new favourite car. Out of this, just purely out of this little reason. Well, don't they look better? Man, I'm genuinely a bit gutted I've got to put the wheels on and cover them up. Nice. Alfie's waiting for the girls to come home. He's not happy because they're late. Alfie, where are they? I know. Waiting for him to come home. You waiting for him to come home? Oh no. Can't stroke him. I've got dirty hands, mate. I know, sorry. Good boy. That's that side done. Time to get the jack around the other side and get the other side done. It's a bit naughty, that. Brake pad sensor wire is nearly worn out. Looks like a mouse has been in there. Oh, I'm glad we are changing the brakes. Well, that's the front pads done. No. Alfie. Shh. No. Yeah. Front pads are done right now. Going to take it for a service in the morning and then give it, I'm going to have to give it a mop, you know. Then we'll get Holly to pick it up. Morning. How are you?
All right, you?
I'm all right, thanks. Where's Holly? Hey. Oh, look at that little face. Look. Oh, come on. Right. You right?
Yeah, you?
Come here, Holly. Shake my hand. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Are you? Look at this. Look at. What are you doing? So this is. So who was I? Look at that little face. Who was I to try and talk Holly out of getting one of these little cars? Would that face look the same with a Fiesta? Yeah, it probably would, wouldn't it?
No.
It's. Oh.
A mini.
Oh yeah, a mini. Good lord, yeah. Yeah, I like minis. All right, they're cool. So I tell you what, Holly, just quickly. You looked at this Thursday night. How excited, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited have you been between then and now? It's now Sunday morning. It's your first car.
Probably a 10.
Nice. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to film you for too long. I'll just, hold on, let me cut it off a sec now. So I did cut my camera off here, and then when I filmed Holly pulling away, I realised that my little microphone wasn't on. So I didn't get any sound to this little bit, although I did get the sound on the next little bit, as you'll see. And there she goes. Listen to that clutch control. And that's it. Holly's gone. Do you know what? In this job, I've found that there's two things that stick out that never get old, no matter how long you've been doing it for. One is when you buy a car, the feeling of buying a car, full stop. That never gets old to me. And two, that feeling. It's exactly that. Alfie, I've just sorted that little car out for her. I know it's a lovely car. I know she'll love that car. And it makes you feel good. How can it not make you feel good when you know for the rest of today, yeah, right, sometimes that feeling can go wrong. If the car goes wrong, it's out of your control. You know, your destiny almost is put in the hands of something that was built 5, 10 years ago, whatever. You can only do what you can do and get the best example you can find. But I find that feeling never gets old. I love it, and I love it every day. So thanks for watching this video. I don't know what one's next, I really don't. But I just want to say thanks for watching this one. If you like what you're seeing, let me know, and I'll see you soon. Thanks a lot.